Hello, my Virgo risings. Welcome to your May horoscopes. In this video, I'm going to go through the most important transits of the month of May and tell you what to expect so you can figure out, be prepared, and you can write down these dates in your calendar if you're one of those Virgos. And then at the end, I'm going to pull a card from my fairy tarot deck, and that will be your advice for the month of May. So, let us begin with Monday, May 1st. Actually, wait, I need to put your chart up. And then we'll begin with Monday, May 1st. Okay, there's my Virgo rising chart. Beautiful. Okay, Monday, May 1st, Pluto stations retrograde in Aquarius. And when Pluto stations retrograde in your 6th house, you can expect a subtle step forward with some sort of transformation in your daily routine, with your work, with your health, something like that. You might feel motivated to revamp habits, make changes with your job, or improve your well-being on some level. And during this station, you might experience some sort of shift in your work environment or your approach to self-care in general, with a focus on embracing healthier practices. You may also come into contact with people on power trips if you have coworkers. I'm looking at coworkers. Also, shifts with pets are also supported on Monday, May 1st. We also have the same day, Mercury retrograde conjoins the Sun at 11 degrees Taurus. And so with a Mercury cazimi in your 9th house, you'll notice a boost in mental clarity and a boost in focus around learning, travel, and spiritual pursuits. You might have been extra tired and burnt out on some level up until this point, since your Mercury ruled and Mercury has been combust the Sun. And this is where there is some renewal on May 1st. So you might find yourself more open to exploring in general, adventuring, journeying, looking at different philosophies or different educational opportunities or different cultures. Communicating with people from diverse backgrounds could definitely become smoother, or some sort of blessing through that. You might feel more inspired to broaden your horizons with travel, spirituality, or education as well. So this is a very exciting renewal for my Virgo risings and very mind-opening as well. And just kind of like a fun little adventure transit. So that's Monday, May 1st. We're going to move on to the lunar eclipse in Scorpio, which is Friday, May 5th. And this eclipse is at 14 degrees Scorpio. And a lunar eclipse in your 3rd house brings surprises or changes related to the way that you talk or communicate. Your form of transportation, whatever that is, a car, a bike, your friend who drives you places. And also changes related to learning, or school. This could manifest in shifts with your relationships with siblings or neighbors. You could also get some sort of unexpected news or have opportunities for short trips around May 5th also. Use this eclipse energy to let go of outdated ways of thinking and embrace new perspectives. I generally don't recommend people do any type of magic for an eclipse. But this one's a full moon, and letting things go is always safe, right? It doesn't really matter how it goes, as long as it goes. Although some people might disagree with that. Okay, moving on. We're going to talk about, before I move on, the eclipse that's in your 3rd house, bringing these changes to the way you communicate, the way that you think, the way that you learn. I guess that's part of learning, changes the way that you think. And it changes your immediate environment. So this is one of the last eclipses on this axis. So there could be some sort of shift happening with your neighborhood, your personal neighborhood, or your immediate environment, like your roommates, that sort of thing, over the next 6 months. Eclipse changes unfold over the course of 6 months, so there's probably not some big event that will happen on Friday, May 5th. But over the coming 6 months, the way that you think will change, your immediate environment will change, or the final, like tying up the loose ends from the changes that have been slowly occurring over the past 10 months. Okay, On Sunday, May 7th, Venus enters Cancer. And when Venus enters your 11th house, you can expect a very sweet increase in social and friendly interactions. You might form new connections with people, enjoy group activities more, and even experience some sort of romance within your circle of friends. This transit definitely encourages you to appreciate the love and support within your social network, and it will bring harmony and pleasure into your friendships more than usual. So we love Venus in Cancer. And now I want to talk about when Mercury stations direct. So on Sunday, May 14th, Mercury stations direct at 5 degrees Taurus, and this will be happening in your 9th house, which will mark progress in matters related to education, travel, or spirituality, all that Taurus stuff for you that we've been talking about. Talking about these topics, communicating around these topics becomes a lot clearer, and it's a great time to finalize plans or trips or educational pursuits. This is also a great period that favors deep understanding of spiritual concepts and philosophical concepts. You'll probably be feeling a lot more sure of your footing also moving forward when finally your ruling planet gets its shit together and starts to move forward. So will you. Not to say that you didn't have your shit together before, but if you felt like you didn't, this will be the time that you do. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is my favorite transit of the year. This is Jupiter entering Taurus on May 16th, Tuesday, May 16th. And so Jupiter will be entering your 9th house, and Jupiter stays in the same sign for about 12 months, around a year-ish. So that's super exciting. You're going to have a lot of expansion with your 9th house, really fun times traveling, really expanding your knowledge, which both includes teaching and learning, teaching what you learn, and expanding your spiritual self as well over the next 12 months. But when Jupiter enters Taurus, the ingress moment, it will square Pluto in your 6th house. So even though you're going to be getting a boost for the next 12 months regarding education, travel, and spiritual growth, you will have to deal with some sort of power dynamic when this ingress happens. So opportunities for expansion and new experiences and journeys and adventures are definitely going to come up. But with this ingress on May 16th, you will need to navigate some sort of intense transformation that's related to your daily routine and the way that you just do your day-to-day life. So finding a balance between growth and addressing these deeper issues is definitely key with this transit. You're going to be expanding so much mentally and physically and emotionally and spiritually that it may be a shock or a challenge or require some sort of deep connection or intimacy to figure out how all of these big changes and all of this expansion is happening, how it's going to play out in your daily life. Like, how will this manifest day to day? So that will be something you are working with around May 16th, the middle of the month. And then on Friday, May 19th, we have the new moon at 28 degrees Taurus. And this is a new moon in your 9th house, more 9th housey stuff. So get ready to broaden your horizons even more. This new moon is the perfect time to work on planning an epic trip that you've been dreaming about or diving into learning something new. You might find yourself craving adventure, so be open to exploring new perspectives for this new moon and embrace your curiosity. Allow yourself to be inspired by the world around you and nerd out on something that interests you around May 19th. It's a great new moon to light a candle with the intention to manifest something to do with broadening your mind. So something to do with education, spirituality, or travel are all great things to try and manifest with this new moon. Moving on, Saturday, May 20th, Mars enters Leo and opposes Pluto when it does. So Mars will enter your 12th house, which to those of us who are semi-astrology literate, it can sound a little scary, but I'm one of the few in the camp that thinks Mars in your 12th house is easy. It's the easiest Mars transit, bro. It's when Mars is shoved away into the 12th house. You don't even get to see it. I find that the most troubling thing about Mars in your 12th house is your dreams, is having nightmares. That's what I see a lot of the time with Mars entering your 12th house. That's like the worst of it, okay? So don't be too afraid when I bring up Mars entering your 12th house. It's kind of like a background energy happening in the back of your head, happening in the back of your heart. You might be facing some sort of challenge, like having nightmares is kind of like fighting your subconscious demons, right? That's kind of Mars in the 12th house energy. Something could happen that has you dealing with unresolved issues or repressed emotions. That is the other thing. That's the thing about the 12th house. Repressed stuff comes out. And that's why I bring up dreams, or drugs, honestly. This isn't a good time to really do drugs unless you want to do a lot of healing work. It'll be a lot easier for confrontations related to subconscious things that you didn't know about to come out. You might also be more inclined to act secretly or behind the scenes or behind the curtain. But, so, with Mars going through your 12th house, it really is less confrontations than what you've been dealing with. Mars will be moving from your 11th house, which is network. So like a lot of dealing with boys, a lot of confrontations in groups, healthy confrontations. I'm not saying it's like a shouting match or anything, but like that's where Mars was. That's where the conflict was. But now Mars is moving into the 12th house. So the conflict will be a lot harder to discern. And that's why I'm saying like nightmares or repressed stuff might come up. But it won't be in your face, like something you need to deal with every day. It will be something more background. Therapy and any form of self-care or support is majorly lit and helpful during this time. Productive, I should say, not necessarily helpful, but you can get through a lot of healing with self-care stuff during 12th house transits. Okay, my last transit I want to talk about is Sunday, May 21st. That's Gemini season beginning. And so the sun will be entering your 10th house. And so your focus will shift, or a spotlight will shine on your career or the roles you take on in life, what you are known for doing. So you might feel a lot more driven to achieve any goals that you have, maybe gain recognition for your accomplishments, a light shining on your accomplishments. This is an excellent time to showcase your talents, to network with powerful people or influential people. It's a great time to work on projects that could advance your career. The light is shining on your career, on the roles that you take on. So embrace this spotlight and make the most of this Gemini season to elevate your professional standing. And here is your tarot card for the month, the Six of Autumn. This is a card about donating, charity. It's about doing good for people and the good coming back to you. This is a card about unexpected flows of money, getting a surprise monies, and a card about borrowing money wisely, and a card about repaying debt. So this is a very material advice here. It's telling you to also not be afraid to give things away because it will come back to you twofold, or do not be afraid to accept help either, because you know in your heart you'll be able to reciprocate that twofold also. And that's what we have. Oh, I should show you. Look, it's you, a little Virgo fairy being cute and donating to the besties. Okay, so that's what we have for May. Thank you so much for being here. Comment below if you have any questions. If you want some more astrology information, I do weekly horoscopes, I do monthly horoscopes, and I have a Discord community that's active with a bunch of really cool people. So if you're interested in more, go ahead and check the links in the description of the video. And I will see you next time.